Welcome to the January 4th, 2018 episode of Reactive Consciousness, the in-depth podcast about what happened this week in our lives. I'm your host, vysethebold, and this is...
Lotus Prince.
And Mr. Ryu.
Sure, Ryu can.
Oh, I don't you mean Ryu-san?
No.
I believe it's pronounced Ryu.
Ryu. Like Strider Ryu.
Oh, you're right. Strider Ryu. How did I forget?
Or sure Ryu can.
Oh.
And then it's a Bergen. And
Yeah. A Dick Dugan.
Oh, man. The worst is trying to hear them from the voice samples from like Street Fighter 1.
Oh my god.
All over the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Fireball. That's like really bad. I can't. Oh. Alright, let's start. There's too much diversion.
For real.
Thank God that's going to be on that Street Fighter collection that's coming.
Oh my god,
Yes.
that's actually the game I'm hyped to have on the collection.
That there's going to be online play for that too. Right?
No, not for Street Fighter 1. It's going to only be for Alpha 3, Third Strike, and Super Turbo.
I thought Alpha 2 was like the big Alpha game. I thought Alpha 2 was the one that people liked the most.
I think Alpha 2 was people's favorites, but like Alpha 3 had a pretty big scene, if I remember correctly. Like,
okay, well, fair enough. That it probably has the most characters. So.
Oh no, it's going to be the arcade port, not the home ports with the additional characters.
Yeah, that's a shame because like well, I meant that Alpha 3 has more characters than Alpha 2.
Oh yeah,
but,
they do, yeah.
But the PSP version, I think, is the one that's most complete.
Yeah, it is.
Something like
that is the most complete, but it's the fucking PSP version.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like you play as Jen in that one, right, or something.
You can play as
or
Ingrid,
Gen.
Yun, because like it's like from Capcom versus SNK, like two sprites. They just like copy
Oh, I was
pasted.
wondering about that.
Yeah, and one from
Oh, wow.
Capcom Fighting Jam.
Oh wow, what a weird game. So anyway, this week I wanted to kind of go over our winter breaks. I've been gone for the last couple weeks, and of course, Mr. Ryu hasn't been on in a little while, and I'm sure Lotus has had some things that he's done because he's had some more free time, since he's been off of teaching. So I did want to go over how I spent my winter vacation here. First of all, I did want to bring up that I did get a chance to see Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I know that Lotus got a chance to talk about this a little bit with Old Man Stompy, but all three of us have since seen this. We're going to stay away from spoilers, but I did want to say a quick word on it. I personally really liked the film. There are a couple like scenes that I didn't like, but I think overall it's quite good.
That's pretty much
I'm
how
just
I felt, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about it, but I'm not like, oh my god, it's the best movie ever.
Yeah. I don't understand the backlash on the movie. I don't think it breaks.
Oh, I do.
So many
I just
words.
don't agree with the backlash, because a lot of what this movie did was take what you expect about Star Wars and kind of turn it upside down. I can't go too far into that without risking spoilers, but like even when you pick up from where The Force Awakens left off, the way that scene starts with Rey standing in front of Luke, it's like, oh, so that's where they went with that. Like the movie kind of does that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it, but in the same vein, I still don't think it's out of character.
No, it
I
works.
think that the twists that they provide are really good twists, and ones that you would not expect.
Yeah, and one
and
reveal,
nobody did expect.
and I'm not, again, no spoilers, but one reveal that they gave, we could discuss this off the air, I guess, but I was actually particularly happy about it.
Yeah, I like their approach with it personally. I didn't like the Matrixy scene with
Toward the
Leia.
end.
No,
With Leia. Okay.
Just like the CG that they used in it, just
It looked awkward.
When will they ever learn that cinematic slowed down CGI and zoomed in CGI does not look good?
Yeah, all it
Like,
does is
it never
accentuate
looks
like
good.
any flaws it might have.
Yeah, and it gets worse and worse with time.
Yeah.
That's my big issue with it, and it doesn't look good to begin with, let alone in the future. So that's just my major complaint. But I do like that they have like a salt planet. I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah,
like
that
was kinda cool.
I like that. That was really cool.
I thought that was a cool place for them to end up. Like at first I thought it was going to be like another Hoth kind of environment, but then it turned out to be salt. So it was
although
cool.
that whole scene on that planet was Hoth anyway.
I like to consider that planet the fighting game planet.
Yeah, right? Because everywhere, all the
Because
salt.
everybody's salty.
I was actually thinking of making a joke about like all the people who were like really furious about the Last Jedi. Like that planet is for them.
Oh yeah, that too. Actually, one thing I didn't like about it, that Leia scene, like after that, what the hell was that? Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't want to.
After that, my memory's a little hazy, unfortunately.
Okay. Where she sticks out her hand, and it was like, what the hell was that?
Well, no, that whole thing, yeah, no, I know that. I thought you meant after that.
No, I'm talking about
the sticking out the hand scene was like, what?
I was like, okay, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm okay with her, what she does there, but I'm not okay with how they did it.
Yeah.
Is my whole thing.
Yeah.
Just like the presentation of it just didn't look good.
It looked
anyway.
awkward. Yeah.
Yeah. I will comment on that. I like it overall. Of course, the sheen of it has to wear off. I really liked The Force Awakens upon exiting the movie theater, but more and more I thought about it, it was a little too cute with its references, and I just
it was
kind of grated on me.
And The Last Jedi had its fair share of references as well, except that oh, never mind.
I was more subtle.
I was going to compare it to Rogue One, but yeah, Force Awakens and The Last Jedi were similar in that they had broad strokes. Like, remember this from A New Hope? Remember this from Empire Strikes Back? Remember this from Return of the Jedi? Like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I get it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, there were some scenes that were like beat for beat from a movie in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Like, The Force Awakens, the overall plot was Episode 4. The Last Jedi didn't do that, but again, there was like a scene where it's like, oh, I've seen this scene from beginning to end in Episode 5 or 6, like stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I get it. Other than that, I've been, my girlfriend and I have been trying to get to the movie theater. We want to see a couple more movies. We want to go see Jumanji because apparently people love that.
Yeah,
I heard the new Jumanji was actually not bad. Like,
yeah, I'm kind of interested.
Now I'm
interested. It is fun to watch movies with The Rock. He's got charisma.
Like before, I'd be like, another remake? What the hell? Then like people were like say they like it. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I was surprised. I wonder what they do with it, because even the first movie, like Jumanji, was originally a book, but it was a really, really bare bones book.
Sure.
So you could kind of like, so whatever the movie did, like 98% of that movie was like just original content, because like what the hell are they supposed to do? So like,
I actually like the original movie. It's like, one of those movies from your childhood.
yeah, I love it. But like
Yeah.
the remake, like it doesn't have to be an adaptation of the first movie. Like they can kind of do what they want.
Yeah, I think it's actually framed as a sequel.
Okay.
So at the end of the original Jumanji, they have the people pick up the board game on the beach.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They're just framing it like that, and in between there was also Zathura, which was kind of like a spin-off.
Yeah, I never saw that one.
Yeah, it's Jumanji but in space.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I just never saw
yeah.
it.
It's the same kind of movie but with a different theme.
Sure.
But Kristen Stewart's in it before she was in Twilight.
Was the main character's father also the space safari hunter?
No, they don't do like the displaced in time kind of thing like they do in Jumanji. They more just have two brothers playing the game with the sister still in the house.
Okay.
And that the house is kind of isolated, and it gets put in space.
Yeah, that was basically the original book Jumanji. It's like they're just playing the
Yeah.
board game in their house and stuff goes down, and then they beat the game before it really goes down. The end. Like that's the whole
exactly.
thing. It's a picture book.
Basically like the Cat in the Hat, like
Yeah.
something happens before mom and dad get home.
Pretty much. Actually, did you ever read the book, the original Jumanji?
Oh yeah, I used to read it a lot.
Yeah, Mr. You read it?
No, I have not actually. I don't really read.
Yeah,
often.
it's really basic. It was like the Polar Express, where there's like maybe
It's a children's book.
yeah, like maybe a sentence per page. It's really more about the pictures. The big climax was they roll the dice and like the board didn't do those riddles. It was just like they roll the dice, monkeys, and then they have monkeys in the house like they did in the movie. At the end of the book, they roll the dice and they get the clue volcano, and they're like, oh shit! But then they beat the game before it happens. They're like, oh thank God, and that was kind of it. But it was interesting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm mostly looking forward to Jack Black acting as like a teenage girl. I think that's a really funny premise for a movie. Just like having I like that they have these like well-known actors, with charisma being avatars for like normal people, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, that is kind of clever.
Premise. So, and they're doing it as a video game this time around rather than a board game. Like
Yeah.
the game evolved in order to get people's attention, I guess, is the premise. So I'm looking forward to that, and we're gonna try to see if we can find the Disaster Artist before it leaves theaters. Did you get a chance to see that, Mr. Reed?
I have not gotten a chance to see that, but I do want to see that, and I do want to read the book.
Okay, yeah, the
Yeah.
book is worth it.
The book is
It's
great.
one
I
of the
could lend it to you if you don't
funniest
have it.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I could borrow it from you. That sounds good.
Yeah.
It's one of the funniest books I've ever read, and I don't say that easily about nonfiction books.
And
Like,
it kind of reminds me of the documentary Best Worst Movie about Troll 2, where it's legitimately funny, but it has, legitimately like emotional scenes, and it has heart and everything. It's not just like, look at that stupid movie we made. Like there's real content in there.
Oh yeah, that was a good documentary. That was really good.
Yeah,
I
it really
liked
was. So the Disaster Artist is kind of like that, except almost exclusively about Greg Sestero and Tommy Wiseau rather than the whole cast. Like they touch upon the other cast members a bit, but it's really about their relationship with each other and the kind of the making of the movie. The thing with the Disaster Artist is that, like, from what I've heard, the movie is mainly about making The Room. Like Best Worst Movie was mainly about making Troll 2, but the Disaster Artist book is about, like, it focuses heavily on stuff before they started making The Room.
yeah, the context of it.
Yeah, like, you could only have so much in the movie, so I get that.
I see.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, and especially since my girlfriend is into like the lore of the room, since we went and saw it at a midnight showing.
The lore is deep.
Yeah, she's into it now, and she's excited to, and she also like is a big James Franco fan, so she wants to see this. So
Have you showed her Spider-Man 3?
no, just Freaks and Geeks. So anyway, I did want to go over also kind of like my Christmas haul, because I thought I got some really nice things, especially from my girlfriend here. Longtime listeners will know that I'm into making cocktails, like as a hobby. I like doing that for friends when they come over. I do have some bar tools, but not very many, and I don't have like some of the more obscure tools, and I don't have like really good versions of them. Like I kind of have like starter versions of them, as it were, and not like the best quality. So our friend Perry, who is a bartender by trade, had suggested a line of bar tools for me by the company called Cocktail Kingdom. One of the things that I really wanted was a mixing glass. So this is for anybody who doesn't know, this is kind of like an alternative to a shaker. So you know, you've seen metal shakers before, you know, what people shake, you know, with the ice in it and everything.
Which you can do in Hokuto no Yakuza.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the alternative is that you can also use a mixing glass and a long spoon, what's called a bar spoon. It's really long, and what there are a couple advantages to it. One, a shaker, you never want to use that for something that has carbonation, for obvious reasons. It's going to basically make your mixer explode and get, you know, your drink everywhere. That's number one. And also, with certain drinks that have subtle flavors, the metal actually has an effect on it. So it reacts to it. So with anything like, you know, like an old-fashioned, it's really good to use the mixing glass because, you know, a glass doesn't react with anything. So she got me this big set with a mixing glass and mixing spoon, a two-part shaker and a strainer. And it's a really good set. It's really high quality. I'm really excited to have gotten that. I got some new whiskey from my roommate. He got me like a small batch bourbon that was really good. Also, my girlfriend got me this really awesome coffee mug. Because I drink coffee every day and on the way to work, and she got me a travel Cuphead mug that has like Cuphead and Mugman being like menaced by the devil in the background.
Nice.
It's really awesome. I'm really excited. Oh, I wanted to mention this to you, Mr. Ryu, because you know, Cuphead reminded me of it. Remember when you were playing that at Yestercaves?
Yes, I do.
So, apparently that battle in particular, the one with the two frogs,
Yeah.
it's probably my favorite boss battles thus far in the game. It's one of my favorite boss battles that I've played in this game so far, and I've gotten a little bit over halfway through. Apparently it has a bunch of Street Fighter references in it.
Oh yes, this I'm actually aware of. I
saw Gaming.
I actually saw like an interview, like that whole segment was all Street Fighter related and like fighting game related. Because like even the background one, like you know, where they're like cheering, that's also kind of based off King of. No, you know the background where they're cheering and like eating. That's actually based off like King of Fighters 13. You know, where they're just like, you know, like
where the animation speeds up.
Yeah.
No, I was wondering if it was like Balrog stage from Street Fighter 2.
Oh
where,
no,
like,
there's a lot of references. Like when the slot machine, like, you know, the symbols are actually based on the four kings of Street Fighter 2. You know, like Sagat, Bison, like Bison.
Yeah, I learned about that later. And like when the frog does his crazy flailing punches that shoot projectiles at you, that's kind of E-Honda's 100-hand slap.
Yeah, it's like kind of
like a sonic boom projectile.
And then there's like the Blanco roll. That whole stage is all Street Fighter. And you know the flaming platforms that like, you know, spin around, like with the spikes. Those are Chun-Li bracelets.
Oh
wow!
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, there was an interview that like explained all the references. Like, you know, the slot machine has like Tiger for Sagat and like Snake for like Vega's like, you know, tattoo.
Oh, the tattoo.
Yeah, and then Bison for Bison.
That's fantastic.
Wow. Yeah, wow. The care put into that game is just so phenomenal.
Oh, and, yeah, the animation's gorgeous, too. Like, so much work, I can tell, was, like, put into that game. I love it.
And Mr. Ryu, you might have been aware of this, but, like, there was actually, like, hand-animated, like, OG animation.
Yes, like, you know, the classic...
So if you mess up, like, get a new piece of paper.
Yeah. Like, I just love that game, just, like gameplay-wise and, like, presentation-wise.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my God, it's so good. I still haven't picked it up yet. I just need to... I guess I should pick it up, like, if Steam is having a sale now. I think they're...
That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for a discounted release, but I do definitely want to pick that game up.
It's discounted right now. I think it was originally $20 and it's $15 right now, and the game is worth over $20 if you ask me.
That game is nuts.
Yeah, that's so good.
The kind of care, like this is the kind of game that is just like Vice, you know, like this is this is everything that Vise likes in a game, and that's why I actually haven't beaten it, is because I'm like savoring it like, you know, like a really nice meal. Like I'm just like eating it a little bit at a time because I don't want it to end. Kind of like what I did with Cowboy Bebop and Skies of Arcadia. I watched that show. Like I started and rewatched. Like I would every time I wanted to get into Cowboy Bebop, I would watch it basically until like the first episode where you start seeing the lore of what happened in the past. I forget what that one's called, but it's the fight in the church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's the first like major lore episode. It's like halfway through, I think. And I always just stopped watching it after that because it was such a good episode, and it's directed so well. And I was just like, I'll get back to it. I'll continue watching later, and then it'll be like, you know, a few months later, and I'm like, I should rewatch the show. And start it again.
And the endless cycle, you're stuck in a loop.
yeah, it was just so satisfying to get up to that point of the show and not even finish it that I didn't even like need the rest of it. You know, like it's just that good. But the end is very satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
But
The end is amazing.
Skies of Arcadia was the same way. It was my favorite. You know, hence my name. You know, it was my favorite game at the time, and I would just start and restart. I mean, with an RPG, it's kind of hard to restart a game.
Oh yeah, I lost like all motivation to restart because like I was playing Final Fantasy 12 and I really liked the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I opened a treasure chest where, like, you know, you fail to, like, if you open one of these, like, you can't get the Zodiac Spear or something.
Bitch, yeah.
And I thought I opened it and I restarted it, and then I was looking over again. It's like, wait, I didn't open that at all. I saved over my data already. God damn it. And I was like, I don't want to play this game anymore.
That sucks.
And now, like, good, because, like, now there's a better version for PS4, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, apparently this is like a really great version of that game. I'm glad that I waited off because like apparently in the international version they really improved it and we never got that. So this is like you know, the definitive version with all that international stuff.
Nice.
Where they like they really expand upon the job system in that game, or the license system, I think is what it's called in that game.
That sounds right. Yeah.
But not only that, but my parents got me they got me and my girlfriend a batch of gift certificates that will get us a really nice weekend in the shore towns here in New Jersey. My girlfriend and I have been really wanting to go down to Cape May, which is a really good South Jersey shore point. It's a really awesome town. And there is a really nice hotel called Congress Hall there, and they got us a gift certificate for basically enough for a whole night, which is great. And they also got us a gift certificate to go to probably the nicest restaurant in the entire town.
Nice.
So I was my girlfriend was overjoyed. She's been really looking forward to going back. She went with us on our family vacation this summer there. So we want to go, you know, kind of just to get away for a weekend. So that'll be a lot of fun. And we were thinking about doing it in the wintertime, you know, just to kind of get away from home and kind of make the wintertime a little bit special. And let's see, what else? Oh, and somebody else got us a Borgata. My cousins got us a Borgata one, so we could get a really nice meal at the Borgata, which is a really nice casino, probably the nicest casino actually in Atlantic City.
Yeah, that's like the casino I frequent whenever, like, you know, my parents decide to go out to Atlantic City. Like that is kind of our go-to place. That's like the nicest one. It's also got a great buffet.
Yeah, and the gift certificate can be used anywhere in the casino. And we're not gamblers, so we just kind of like go for the lights and the show, you know what I mean? But we'll go to spend a night or go to one of the really nice restaurants. Apparently, there's a really great Japanese restaurant she's been wanting to try there. So I really want to. I think it's called Izakaya.
Oh yeah,
like that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's owned by a restaurateur that we have gone to several of the restaurants of in Philadelphia. So we're really looking forward to that. For her birthday, we went to one of the restaurants by this guy. So to go to another one in a really awesome setting will be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to that, and I also got a couple really nice. She knows me well. She put in a lot of thought here. My girlfriend also got me a really nice like Kirby shirt. It's like black and has like stylized pink kanji all over it. It's really neat looking.
Oh, actually, that's perfect for MagFest this year too.
Yeah. She has a couple things that we're gonna bring to MagFest. One of them being we got Mario and Luigi hats. I got her a set, so we're gonna dress up and do something with that. And she also got I brought this up earlier, but I bought her a manatee onesie. It's really freaking cute, and it'll be the perfect kind of thing to run around in at MagFest. So. That'll be a lot of fun. And she also got this, like, we went to round one a few weeks ago, and we wanted to win this this giant stuffed unicorn head.
Oh, I don't think they had it when I went, so, like...
Yeah. So basically, it's this gigantic, like, dome that you put on your head, and it's a big, like, stuffed unicorn head.
Nice.
And she really wanted this, so we played some games, and we found out that we were really good at the gigantic Space Invaders when we were doing co-op, and we would win 500 tickets like almost every time we played.
Oh, nice.
And to give you the context, like, it's hard to get those 500 ticket bonuses on those games. So we were really lucky, and we were able to get good at that one game in particular. And do really well co-op, and we got enough tickets for that, so we're gonna run around with that. It'll be pretty fun.
Nice.
And she also got me a classic Mario shirt, like based off of like the classic renditions of Mario, like Mario 1, like cartoon style Mario, you know, like the kind that Miyamoto would draw, which is really neat with like the cartoony mushroom that he's holding, and it's really neat. So just got some things there. I wanted to mention them because Christmas Haul is always fun to talk about. So what did you end up getting for Christmas, Mr. Ryu?
Actually, nothing. I've been a very bad boy. We decided, like, my family and I decided to be lazy this year. So we're like, oh, no, it was just whatever, it was just chill, and I also worked on Christmas, so just whatever.
Gotcha. So it was more of like kind of like a normal time for you.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, it was Christmas, cool. That's it.
Gotcha. No, I understand that.
It was just for this year.
Like,
I think
health,
like it's very hard to
stop.
shop for like my sisters, and they find it very hard to shop for me because like, well, I kind of have a lot of things I want, so.
Yeah, that is kind of the thing about like people that are really into their hobbies is like it's really hard to buy for them sometimes because like they buy everything that they want really badly.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So my girlfriend was very keen on getting me things that I wouldn't buy myself, like you know, really nice sweaters and a couple other. She got me slippers too, so like things that I just wouldn't think to buy for myself, but like I would use. I just didn't think of it, you know. So, yeah, it was good. What else have you guys done over the winter break? I know, Lotus, you've had a lot more time than you usually do. You've been working on a couple projects, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing the Oxenfree Let's Play and the Resident Evil comparison video, which I discussed in Corrective. Even though, like, I don't really celebrate Christmas, my brother got married to someone who does, so they kind of do Hanukkah and Christmas, like, maybe a little lower key. So, on December 25th, we went, like, my parents and I, you know, went to my brother and my sister-in-law's place, and we hung out there and had dinner, so that was kind of a nice, thing. And we did, again, like, sort of Hanukkah / Christmas, we... like, everybody got each other, like, one thing. So, you know, I got, well, I kind of did two things. Like for my brother and for my sister-in-law combined, I got them like a large illustrated like coffee table version of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And
Oh, neat.
for the sister-in-law, for the smaller thing, I got her like a little cute pet calendar because she's like a super animal person. And for my brother, I got him a movie. And my brother got me one of those Barnes and Noble leather-bound compilation books that they have like a million of. He got me one of
Yeah, you
some.
like those.
Yeah, I really do. He got me one of that had like 3 or 4 Agatha Christie books,
Those are
and
the annotated ones, right? Like they,
it varies.
some of them are annotated.
Yeah,
I
it
know that.
varies. I actually specifically looked up the Divine Comedy because I was interested in that, and it isn't. And like you kind of can't read that without annotations. So I was like,
Yeah, I actually like. I'm really glad I took a college course on the Divine Comedy because like you need it because
yeah.
the context is very like of the time.
Yeah, like
Stuff.
I have old versions of each of the books as separate books from my dad. Like he had them, and they were, the translator added all sorts of footnotes and stuff like that. Man, did that make them more palatable. Because like if you just read it straight, like again, you really can't. Like you're not gonna understand most of what you're reading. So the Barnes and Noble edition looks cool as hell, but like I can't justify buying it because I'm not gonna get much out of it if I read it.
Wait, those are the books that feature Dante from Devil May Cry, right?
Of course, yeah, and Knuckles.
20
But
pounds
so
of-
my brother got me that,
Oh, sorry.
and my sister-in-law got me it was like a really clever thing that I didn't know existed. It's like 3 or 4 Shakespeare plays, but like illustrated Lego style. So like
Neat.
yeah, like the plays acted out by Lego. I was like, that's clever. Um, and then my parents, because like we were just saying for Mr. Ryu, like my parents rarely know what to get me, and they usually at this point just straight up ask like each year if there's anything you want, just give us a shout out. So Vice, we had talked about this before, like around Black Friday time. I had gotten myself like a second computer monitor, so I might be able to. I haven't
Nice.
tested it, but I want to see if I can stream like PC stuff, not just console stuff. And
Yeah.
so my parents just reimbursed me for that. So
Good.
Nice.
okay.
Yeah. I think that that's sometimes the perfect thing. Like, especially like if you really want something expensive, like getting a little bit of help on something like that.
That's
also
exactly
nice,
it. Like
too.
I know what I want. You know what? Let us help you out. Like I should do that with my parents too, because like I never know what to get them, and they never know what to get me. So it's like
You know what's
So
funny?
usually with my parents, I end up getting like a gift certificate to like a restaurant or something.
Alright.
I'm sorry, Mr. Ryu, what were you saying?
You know what's funny? Actually, about that issue, here's another reason. That's kind of another reason I didn't get gifts this year, because we're like, hey, if I spend $100 for you and you spend $100 for me, isn't that just like the same as like
a wash.
nothing?
Yeah.
just whatever. And we're like, yeah, just sure.
Yeah, like there's the benefit of being pleasantly surprised by something you don't know what's coming, but like
Yeah.
ultimately, like strictly monetarily, it does cancel out. Like honestly, I wouldn't mind being lazy some holidays, but like there's no way that I'm gonna be the one guy who's lazy for like family stuff. Like if the whole family agrees, it's one thing, but I can't be like, oh, I and nobody else just got nothing. It's like, oh.
I'm really looking forward to our every year when we go to Magfest we do Secret Santa. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah, we every year we do something fun, and last year I ended up getting you a pretty awesome Nerf gun if I remember right.
Was that last year or was that like 2 years ago? I don't remember. But like you got me, you really went way of like above and beyond with this Super
Yeah.
Saiyan. I was like, holy
That was
crap!
rad.
I was not expecting all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I usually do it, I usually go way over budget, like comically so. But like it's just one of those things.
Yeah, it was really cool. I really appreciate it. And also,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Nerf guns have gotten really cool now. There's like this new like full auto one that holds like 100 of those balls. And I'm like, oh my god, where was this when I was a kid? But then again,
That's
like
pretty great.
now I'm an adult and I can buy this.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's the thing. If it did come out when you were a kid, like you wouldn't have had it.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I remember when we were kids, the Nerf weapons that came out were totally powered by air, and like any force that you put behind it. And now a lot of them have like
batteries,
have automation. Yeah, have automation,
or like
which wasn't
or
a
spring
thing.
loaded. Like if you like Nerf guns are just pretty much crap back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's the new PS4 game, Nerf Automata. Happy New Year, everybody!
It's near or nothing.
Near
or nothing. Right?
winner is better. I know that's not Nerf, but I always associate Super Soaker and Nerf with each other.
Oh, with
Well,
2B,
they're
is
made
better.
by the same company.
Are they? Yeah.
Oh, I made
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Okay, just
They're pretty much they're made by both by Hasbro. So
Okay.
yeah, so there's a connection
yeah.
there.
All right.
Yeah. So I don't really have much else to say, but I wanted to update people on what our lives are like around this time, and
Yeah.
I also wanted to say real quickly that I'm going to be moving into my girlfriend's pretty soon, because my lease is up at the end of January, so I'm really looking forward to that. This is the first time I've ever lived with anybody I've been in a relationship with, so it means a lot to me, and I'm really glad that our relationship is progressing this way, and I just love her a lot, and I'm really glad that over the last year things have gone so well with her. So I'm really looking forward to spending even more time with her and growing the relationship. So anybody who knows me well has known that my relationships have been sporadic, and I've only had like 3 before her. And they didn't last super long. So this is a big deal for me, and longtime listeners will know that I was dating at the beginning of the podcast. So it's been really cool to be able to share the progression as time has gone on about our relationship and the things that we like to do with each other, because we have a lot of common interests and we enjoy spending and doing a lot of things together. So
it's good.
Really, really enjoying that. Plus, we'll be next to round 1 and we'll be able to get as many plushies as we want.
Can I?
Yeah, drag her into the Silent Hill arcade machine.
Or better yet, that what was it? That 3D like horror game is a piece of crap.
If they turned the volume down by like half, then I would enjoy it. But it like blows out your freaking eardrums.
Also, that
Was
game
that the
is
Dark
cheap
Escape
as
or something?
hell. Like
Yeah, it really is.
like it's just like so much bullshit, especially with the
Even
ending.
if you literally play perfectly, like there are parts where you just get hit.
And
It's
like if
dude,
there's
come on.
like this one part where it's like if you make one mistake, it's like, well, you get the bad ending. And I looked at the good ending, I was like, that's not worth like spending maybe $50 in credits to get.
Oh, Mr. Ryu, speaking of which, because like a bunch of speaking of which, a bunch of video games do that where they have the last second one chance to get the good ending thing, and it pisses me off. But
Target Terror.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You had that?
yeah,
Yes.
but Mr. Ryu, have you played Zombie or Zombie U, whatever?
No, I have not.
Because Zombie U pulls out that like this is the last sequence, don't die during it, and if you do, that's just the bad ending, and it's like an 8 to 10 hour game. And it's like, I'm not playing that again just to try for the good ending again. Get the hell out of here.
That game is
And I looked
rough,
up the
too.
good ending, and it's like whatever. I've seen it. Like instead of everything blowing up, it's just you get onto a helicopter and also everything blows up. Like I missed very little.
Far Cry 4 does that as well. Like you lock yourself out of the better ending, I guess.
Yeah.
By doing something you think you should do. Which
Well, no, but
is
that's
really
a
dumb.
conscious decision. I mean, I'm talking about like
Yeah.
don't mess up. You messed up. Now play the whole game again. Like it's a matter of skill, and you fucked it
Yeah.
up. Or especially if the game is cheap. Like that's really annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of arcade games do
I
that
mean,
kind
with
of
Far
thing.
Cry though, it is really frustrating because it's a long game. Like so, like again, yeah. Like oh, whoops, I chose the bad ending. At least I can redo. Oh.
I think the whole point of the game was that the game was the bad ending.
Yeah.
Which is kind of good, I guess. But it's one of those things you don't realize unless you watch all the endings, like what the message of the game was to begin with. So
Yeah.
Well, having said that, I think we can wrap up here unless anybody else has anything else to add.
Well, I was about to talk about the Street Fighter V like arcade edition update a little bit, but
oh, please do.
Yes.
okay, I'll just go over it really quick. After Capcom Cup, which had like one of the biggest upsets like for the grand finals, they actually like showed off Sakura like for the arcade edition update, and at the end of that trailer, they did the silhouette thing again. But then everyone's like, "Oh, come on, what's with the silhouettes?" And then like Ono comes up and is like, "What? You want more?" And he shows off the arcade edition intro that shows off all of the upcoming characters.
Yeah, that was crazy because that surprised me. Because season 2, it was all silhouettes,
And like they're all new characters aside from Akuma, and everyone's like, "What the hell is this?" So what they introduced was like a pretty hype like opening cinematic for Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. It showed that Sakura's coming. Blanca's coming back, Sagat's coming back, and
Wait, Blanca wasn't in 5?
no, he was not in 5. Like,
Wow.
there's a lot of like OG characters that didn't make it to like initial release of 5 because they were adding them slowly. But Blanca's added, and then like Cody was added. He's a new he's like.
Oh, neat.
And
when
like he
they
has a
bring
new
back
look.
Eagle from Street Fighter 1.
And then they have 2 new characters, which is like buff Abraham Lincoln and like some new chick.
Well, don't they have that Egyptian woman with the ball?
She's season 2.
Oh, excuse
She's
me.
been
Okay.
released.
Oh, I didn't even know
Buff
that.
Abraham Lincoln. Like what?
Yeah.
Like I thought Abigail was crazy. Like
That was ridiculous.
No one
like
liked that
guy
reveal.
from Final Fight.
No, like that was funny. The initial reaction to that was like nothing but salt. But then as time went on, people were like, "Oh, this character is actually pretty fun."
Yeah.
That's like the in Tekken 7 the when they released the trailer for the cat girl.
Lucky
everybody was
Chloe.
like, oh, fuck that shit.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone
people
were
were
like
really
so mad, and I was
incensed
like,
about
I don't know, like Tekken has some goofy, stupid shit. Like, why are you so mad?
Yeah, Tekken's always had some like again Gon in Tekken 3. It's like okay.
And like one of the worst whiners on like especially on Facebook, but like game pages. But that's like every Facebook game pages are the whiners.
Yeah.
People were like, "Why is Akuma here? He doesn't match with. Like, I want real martial arts and not fireballs." And I'm like,
Yeah, I
"You're
want
talking
real
about
Tekken martial arts.
I was like, you're talking about a video game with stupid crap like the Devil Gene, robots, and fighting
Yeah,
kangaroos."
And multiple endings where people get thrown off of cliffs in ridiculous ways.
Exactly.
A kangaroo with boxing gloves, a panda,
Yeah.
a bear that is not a panda.
A guy, a robotic. What is it? Yoshimitsu.
Yoshimitsu.
Is a robotic. Yeah,
That's
like-
true. Yeah,
Yoshimitsu,
I forgot about Yoshimitsu
you just
turning
have to
into a
say
robot.
Yoshimitsu because like he's just like the weird one.
Yeah, with his like possibly laser green sword.
He has a lightsaber and he knows how to juggle. Let's just put it that
And he
way.
teleports and like does weird stuff.
Yeah, and in Soul Calibur, he has like a wooden robot arm with like a windy crank. It's like what?
And he just sits down
And he literally flies by spinning the flag on his back like a propeller.
and he just like sits down and just moves around.
Yup.
Are they confirmed to be the same character or?
I have no idea. No,
I-
like who
wow.
cares?
I want the lore on Yoshimitsu.
I mean, in Soul Calibur, he's like an old thief, like Robin Hood style, who like steals from the rich and gives to the poor. I don't know what his deal is in Tekken.
Like Goemon.
I don't know.
Kind
either.
of. Like I don't know what his deal is in Tekken though.
Alright, well, I guess that should be a good point to stop. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will do our outro here. I will, of course, be able to read it a lot better because I hadn't heard out of the blue "nipples the enchilada." God damn it!
Emeralds!
That's
You have my emeralds!
I challenge anybody to look up that on the internet. Anyway.
It's worth it.
It's fantastic. You won't be disappointed. Please remember to subscribe to the Corrective Consciousness YouTube and SoundCloud pages. While there, please give us thumbs ups, likes, and 5-star ratings on iTunes. It helps us promote and spread awareness of the show, and any bit of encouragement helps keep the show going. You can also catch us on Tuesday on our sister podcast, Corrective Consciousness, the podcast about our lives and pop culture. Finally, you can friend me as vysethebold on Steam, PSN, Xbox Live, Twitter, and Battle.net.
And you can find me on my YouTube channel, Lotus Prince. You can hit me up on Twitter at Lotus Prince. And finally, if you're interested in seeing my videos early, getting in on exclusive live streams, or even selecting upcoming games for me to Let's Play, then maybe consider swinging by my Patreon account, which can be found at patreon.com/LotusPrince.
And for me, I just Mr. Ryu 45 on pretty much every gaming platform, and I guess friend me if you want. I guess I'll take it.
I guess. Sure, I'll have it.
Sure, I'll have it.
All right. Well, we'll catch you next week for a special MagFest edition.
Until next time, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Sayonara.